Hello, everybody, and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and it's that time of the month again, guys. It is time for the next patch notes. Now, I have been informed that I am not allowed to troll anybody with this patch note, so I'm going to do this one straight by the books. So, yeah, you guys know the deal by now. Patch notes generally tend to be a longer video, so if you need a snack, go get you a snack, come back, we'll get this party started. Are you ready? Let's hit it. Anniversary update 2021. We're ending summer with a bang. To make our second anniversary extra special, the spirit of our summer festival will fuel exciting activities throughout July and August. There's plenty to do, no matter how much free time you've got. From the smallest toe dip to a full plunge, we've got you covered. And while massive anniversary sales are definitely one of the highlights of this update, there's also a way to get great benefits for the thriftiest among you. The content shipment is quite significant this time. You can expect two new Tier 7 premium destroyers. One of them is available in the campaign, and the other for Global XP. It's a unique ship, too. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, the famous manga and anime that some of you have been asking for about no less than 2 years, arrives in force. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, so read on. Anniversary activities and sales. To celebrate 2 years of us sailing together, we wanted to make this update especially sweet and ensure that everyone will have enough to do and grab. There's loads of stuff to support the festival atmosphere, and we'll soon post a handy guide to all of the freebies, sales, deals, and activities going on in the coming 5 weeks. Trust us. That's iffy. Regardless of whether you have just a few hours or a whole month, you'll definitely find ways to get excited and busy in Legends. We'll share the links to the guide as soon as it drops, and you can expect something that rhymes with pressure font to arrive in August. Something that rhymes with pressure font. Alright, if you guys know that one, hit me down in the comments. Maybe I'm just being stupid at the moment, but something that rhymes with pressure font. I don't know. You guys are going to have to help me out on this one. Shock and Awe campaign. We've seen countless comments about there not being enough high-tier premium destroyers. Wait, what? There's not enough high-tier premium destroyers? I don't know. I seem to recall that there's quite a few high-tier premium destroyers, but okay. Our new campaign offers the ZF-6, a well-rounded German destroyer, as the ultimate reward. This ship is based on a project to complete a captured French Le Hardy class? Okay, that's weird. She brings smoke generator and offers outstanding ballistics, as well as a solid, for a non-American destroyer, AA suite. As usual, to obtain the ship, you need to finish the 100 milestones of the campaign with an active Admiralty backing. And again, I've said it many a times, Admiralty backing is the best bang for your buck. Period. It isn't any better. You can, as long as you put in the time, you can get a ship plus all of the well, I say freebies, you're paying for it, but you get a ship plus all the things for 2,500 gold. You're not going to find a better deal than that. Period. And it's a tier 7 ship. So keep that in mind. Considering that it's our birthday, we didn't make the campaign any harder than it needs to be, and it's theoretically possible to complete all of the missions during the last week once a set of missions appears. They stay available until the end of the update, August 30th. However, each new weekly set requires the previous one to have been completed first. Below, you'll find the rewards as well as their corresponding doubloon values. The rewards include several retro crates, which will be available through the Bureau and ranked battles, but won't be sold. Alright, so as always, without Admiralty backing, you get all of this. Okay? Which totals up to about 16,500 doubloons worth of stuff. And that you get for free, as long as you complete all of the 100 milestones and you don't purchase the Admiralty backing. However, if you purchase the Admiralty backing, which is 2,500 doubloons, you get all of this, which is already a given, and all of this, including the Tier 7 destroyer, the ZF-6, if you finish the campaign. And the total value is 76,665 doubloons worth of stuff that you get for 2,500 doubloons, and all you have to do is pay the 2,500 doubloons and complete all of the missions. Or get as many of them done as possible to make it as cheap as possible to buy out the rest of the campaign. But like I've said, Admiralty backing, 100% the best bang for your buck as far as what you get. Okay? So that's just my personal opinion. Alternative American battleships, Nevada, Tennessee, North Carolina, and finally Kansas, can now be researched and helmed into battle at will. While you probably familiar one way or the other with the Tier 4 through Tier 6, Kansas, the top dog of the line, is an enhanced version of a Colorado. She offers a very heavy broadside of 12 16-inch guns, good range, and a citadel that sits below the waterline. She has a pretty tight turning circle, but her speed might be a downer, as she is the slowest Tier 7 battleship. Her top speed is just 25 knots, which means that your top speed is going to be about 22 knots or less when you use gyrating drill bits. But, that's not that big a deal when you think about the idea that you're getting 12 16-inch guns. Put that in perspective. That's basically a Montana at Tier 7. Just say it. Okay? I'll be interested. I haven't actually looked at the Kansas yet, so I'll be interesting to know like whether or not these are the same 16-inch 50 caliber guns that you get on the Iowa, or if these are 16-inch 45 caliber guns like you get on the Colorado, the Massachusetts, the Alabama, and so on. I think even the North Carolina. Okay? Kansas also has access to defensive AA fire. Okay, a new consumable. However, to deploy this rare consumable, you'll need to sacrifice another consumable. Of course you do. So you can't have a spotter plane and the defensive AA. So, or the secondaries and defensive AA. You've got to choose. So that'll be an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see how well the defensive AA works. I definitely need to give that a test, so keep an eye out for that. You guys know day one I'm going to be getting the Kansas. I'll do a video on the Kansas before I do a video on the North Carolina, most likely. Just because, screw the North Carolina. It doesn't want to be in my port. I don't want to drive it. But anyway, Italian editions. Perhaps a little unexpectedly, we're adding 2 new Italian destroyer commanders. Well, that's about time, considering you didn't have one before. I know, I'm a jerk. But I call this stuff out. Like, it's dumb to release. Remember, this isn't the first Italian destroyer out here. So the fact that they released an Italian destroyer without an Italian destroyer commander was just obnoxious. But Giuseppe Fogosi has a In the Fog base trait, which increases the duration of smoke generator by up to 10%. And then Squid's Ink increases the duration of smoke generator by 20% to 50% at the cost of a shorter smokescreen dispersion time. All right, so this is only going to be a good thing for the Italians because of their rolling smoke. I'm assuming that he gets rolling smoke. I can't remember the other Italian destroyer, but clearly it's going to have smoke. So increasing that duration of the smoke generator only really helps this particular ship, or the Italian destroyers in particular. So that base trait probably not going to be something that you pick up for other destroyers. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just me. Luigi Rizzo, the Great Escape base trait increases the duration of engine boost by up to 8% and reduces its reload by up to 4%. And then Swordfish increases the duration of engine boost and improves torpedo damage. Interesting. Paolo Emilio is an Italian Tier 7 destroyer with a respectable hit point pool and easy to use guns, as well as quite powerful torpedoes. However, Paolo does lack range. So she has to execute all of her attacks somewhat close to enemy lines. Keep in mind that before getting her and while looking for the best strategies, the destroyer will be available for 750,000 global XP. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Ars Nova collaboration. We're bringing a new wave of anime characters to Legends. This time, it's the inimitable, good lord, inimitable Arpeggio of Blue Steel ships, commanders with unique voiceovers and skills, and more. You'll be able to get your hands on up to 5 commanders and 2 ships, not to mention a crate that can drop any of them, plus a unique skin for the cruiser Atago. Find out all of the details in our special blog post and make your choice. Legendary Birthday in the Bureau. Just like last year, we're introducing a project to take a look back at the important milestones of the past year, encompassing most of the new ships and events that appeared or happening during the past year. We're offering multiple retro crates, and by retro they just mean crates that have appeared before, so just keep that in mind, as well as the special anniversary camo, good lord, I can't speak, I apologize, for most of the stages of this project. The project is currently not time limited, but it's very likely to become deprecated after a few updates, so just be sure to start researching it if you don't want to potentially lose it. Please note, segments that focus on particular chapters of our history will also ask for ships and commanders connected to those chapters. So those of us who have more ships are going to enjoy this a lot more, or be able to do it much quicker. Ranked battles. This update features 3 seasons of ranked battles, 2 of them for the weekend warriors and an extended one for the rest. You can, of course, pick and choose which ones you want to participate in. What's most important this time is that we're venturing forth with ship tiers. To be specific, Season 14 utilizes Tier 6 ships, and Season 15 goes straight to Tier 7. Finally! We get a Tier 7 ranked battle! Woo! Thank you. All right, that's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. I like seeing the higher tier ranks. We've had so many Tier 4s and Tier 5 ranks. It's nice to see the Tier 6s come out and Tier 7s come out, personally. Anyway, and Season 16 features a 3-league system that will allow you to climb your way from Tier 5 to Tier 7, with Tier 7 also coinciding with League 1 and the most unforgiving rule set. If that's something you find exciting, you might like this bit of news even more. We're adding the arms race mechanic, which worked out well in the last arena season, to all of the ranked battles seasons of this update. Season 14 to 16 will begin on July 29th, August 5th, and August 12th, respectively. Find out all of the info in a dedicated blog post that we will share on July 28th. Balance changes. To begin this part, let's talk about matchmaking. Legendary ships can now division up with Tier 7 ships. This is something that should have been a thing all along. Thank goodness they finally do it. Yeah, you're probably thinking, well, it's kind of dumb. No, it's not. You got some people that don't even have legendaries yet. They've got friends that do have legendaries. You get matched up against the legendaries anyway. Why not? You know, it's not hurting anything. Normally, I'm against up-tiering your teammates, but in this regard, it's not really that big of a deal. So, for this, I do enjoy that. That's going to help a lot of people. Okay. All destroyer commanders receive the Perceptive skill, which increases the visibility of enemy torpedoes, reduces incoming damage to your destroyer, and shows the direction to the closest enemy ship. Good lord! Why don't you just give them everything? Just give them everything with one skill. I mean, destroyers are totally not overpowered at all. So let's go ahead and give them twist and track, give them increased concealment, increased spotting of enemy torpedoes, and reduce the incoming damage to the destroyer, because, you know, that's a thing. I don't know. Some of the decisions that they do make sometimes just make you wonder. Like, really? Do you really need this? So, all destroyer commanders. It'll be interesting to see which slot that's going to fall into and what you're going to have to give up to choose that perceptive skill. Because having twist and track is huge. And you used to have to go to a gunboat commander to get twist and track. Now they're giving it to all the commanders, so torpedo boats are going to have twist and track too, and be able to better dodge gunboat destroyers such as the Kaba, the Gearing, the Fletchers, all of those, the Z's. So keep that in mind. I don't know. Not particularly happy with that. I don't like the fact that they're giving torpedo boat commander. Again, it all comes down to what skill you're going to have to trade for that. Are you going to be trading torpedo range for that? Are you going to be trading, something like that? Concealment, that would be good. Trade your concealment for this perk. That would be nice. So we'll see. There are significant changes to the carriers at Tier 7, namely their aircraft groups. From now on, they will include 8 and 9 plane formations, depending on the exact ship. Good God, man. Did we need more planes? Okay, I'm holding my judgment. I guess, in theory, this could potentially help you shoot down more planes quicker and potentially deplane them quicker. It depends. We'll find out. August von Parzival, 9-plane dive bomber squadron with 3 unit strike groups, so you get 3 attacks rather than the 2. So, okay. And then 9-plane torpedo bomber squadron with 3 unit strike groups for the base ship when fully upgraded. Shokaku, 9-plane dive bomber squadron with 3 attack groups. And 8-plane torpedo bomber squadron with 2 attack groups. So you actually launch 4 torpedoes per attack. That's kind of an interesting one for the Shokaku. That could make it a little more relevant, because right now there ain't a whole lot of people run the Shokaku. Lexington, 8-plane dive bomber squadron with 2 unit strike groups. So you're going to be dropping, they already drop, 2 bombs each? So, I mean, that's a lot of bombs. Am I wrong? Do they drop 2 bombs each, or do they drop 1 bomb each? Either way, that's at least 4 bombs per attack. So that's going to be quite nasty. That's going to be bringing that alpha strike up as long as you're able to take advantage of it. 8-plane torpedo bomber with 2 unit strikes as well. So the Lexington and Shokaku both get get to launch 4 torp strikes. So that'll be interesting. See how that fares versus the Parzival's only getting 3 torpedoes, but you get 3 different turns. All right. We've looked at all 3 top-tier carriers closely and made the described changes looking at such stats as average damage, lifetime, win rate, and survivability, as well as cross-checked these with the ship's popularity. The change for Shokaku may look harsh, but the truth is that she is consistently outperforming Lexington. And the only reason that I could assume is because the biggest thing for the Shokaku is that it's got good torpedoes, hard-hitting torpedoes compared to other carriers. And torpedoes are much easier to hit. Whereas the Lexington, while it has the potential to be absolutely devastating in the right hands, most people just can't drop bombs very well and just don't do very well. So that's why it seems like Shokaku once again is getting a little bit of a slight. It's just that the strength of the ship is easier to use than, say, the Parzival or the Lexington. What this change does mainly is stretch the damage over a longer period of time, but the net difference shouldn't be dramatic. Importantly, while there are more planes, the overall squadron HP remains largely similar. Okay, so they're adding more planes to the group, but the squadron hit points is pretty much the same, meaning that each plane accounts for less hit points, which means you should be able to shoot down more planes quicker, in theory. We'll see. Okay, we've removed some of the least used skills from Universal Commanders The amount of picks for these skills was unfortunately so statistically insignificant that we just decided to lighten up their skill trees so as to cause less confusion for newer players. Barely Out of Peril, and On a Second Thought, and Smoke on the Water were removed from Togo Heiichiro, George Dewey, and Reinhard Scheer. And Barely Out of Peril was also removed from John Jellicoe, Nikolai von Essen, Louis Artige du Fournay, and Inigo Campioni. Miscellaneous changes and improvements. The Big Race map has now Epicenter mode enabled for tier 4 tier 4 battles. The Epicenter mode works in a way that is, the closer to the center you are, the more zones you can actively capture. If you're in the outer circle, you're only capturing that circle, but if you go for the center, you can capture the entire thing. To be victorious, a team must capture the epicenter, win by points, or destroy every ship on the opposing team. Teams start with 450 points each. Teams receive 3 points every 4 seconds per circle when capturing, and capturing a circle takes 60 seconds if uninterrupted. Okay. Ship filters visually reworked to make them a bit more user-friendly. Additionally, you can now filter commanders whenever looking for one for your ship or browsing inspirations for commanders. Ship filters also react to manipulations quicker now. Okay, it's a little weird. I'm just assuming that was an optimization thing. Spawns should now be more symmetric, with fewer situations occurring where a ship is alone at a spawn location. That would be nice. If you've never had that happen to you, where you were literally spawned directly across from 3 enemy ships and you were the only person there, you just don't know pain. It's rough. The Clear Sky Medal is now awarded for shooting down 20 enemy planes in one battle. That's nice. New, hopefully new way to get some XP. Like it. Aircraft carrier-based bomber squadrons have received a new targeting reticle. Okay. The campaign interface has been improved and streamlined. Aircraft stats in the loadout window have been shortened a bit. Ship consumables that can be switched are now made more obvious. You can now open multiple crates at once. I kind of like opening them one at a time, to be honest. But I could see some people deciding that they just want to open all their crates. Especially if they're just like your daily crates. You just don't, you like save them up, get 10 of them or whatever, and then open them all at once. Use the new option by holding down the X button or square button on PlayStation to open all of the crates you currently have. Once you do this, the contents will be displayed in a pop-up window that will be broken into pages should your backlog of containers be too big. The detected ribbon, awarded whenever you're the first player to spot an enemy ship, has now been added for all ship types and their consumable planes. Previously, you could only receive the spotting ribbons while flying your aircraft squadrons. So that'll be nice. Gives destroyers a little bit more incentive to spot. Added several more historical camouflages that can be created using the paint resource. So Baltimore gets a historic camo. We might have to take a look at that. Bismarck, Hipper. Bismarck gets another historic camo. Didn't it just have one? Z-23, Richelieu, Charles Martel, Shikaku, and Lexington. And we have come to the bug fixes. German squadrons now can fly until they are either shot down or the battle is over. This may be changed in the near future. Some squadrons remained invisible to their player for a period of several seconds when taking off. Changed the description of Last Conquest camouflages for Hood and Bismarck. And Rhine now correctly has 10 torpedo bombers in her hangar rather than 9. Alright, so I didn't see anything in this update about fixing the turret penetration issue that we're having. where you bow tank in your battleship and people can just shoot your guns and get full penetrations. That needs to be fixed as soon as possible, but I'm sure they'll fix it as soon as they can. Other than that, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I know it's been a bit of a longer video, but if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this update. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.